What's up, everyone? This is AJ Frazier from Frazier Comics here with another episode on Indie Comics. This episode's Indie Comics today comes from a place called Afterlight Comics. They develop a lot of horror type comics, mostly dealing with cryptids and the paranormal and maybe a mixture of aliens too, kind of like in my same genre of interests. So I introduce you to the comics that we will be talking about today is these bad boys right here. As you can see, I've only got like 4 comics from Afterlife Comics, mostly talking about with cryptozoology. Very good books, very good books. Usually I'm just mostly into the superheroes and villains type things, but this is kind of hitting up right up my alley. And as if you've read some of my books, we deal with cryptozoology, but more of on a villain standpoint format type of way, very fictional, and just like these. So I guess let's get right into it. So this one I like the most. I can't wait to read the next one that they're gonna have out. But Clash of Cryptids. This is the most recent one that came out with Afterlife Comics. It's if you like Hunger Games, this is basically the cryptid version of Hunger Games. So let's just kind of take a look at the art. All right, so here we are. Turn to the book. The writer of these books is Joseph Oliveira. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. I do apologize in advance if I can't say it right. So that's who pretty much writes a lot of these books you see here. But continuing on, see if you flip over, first page here, got guys going to an island. Basically hunting. That's kind of what they're doing. Got cryptids on the island. And then we get into this right here. Skip a few pages. So we're just kind of going through here. Guys offering a job to him and he doesn't accept it. And he's got a kid in the hospital with an incurable disease. So then they're on a helicopter ride going to the island. Drop off. And that's where it kind of leaves off there. I know, kind of bloody and gory a little bit. Definitely not for kids. I mean, it's to whoever reads it, I guess. Right, Goat Man. The Rise of the Goat Man. I think there's only 3 issues of this. This is, I believe, the first issue of this book. So, I believe that's what it is. Yeah, why don't we go ahead and get into it. Once again, the writer of the book, Joseph Oliveira. Kind of the first page here. We're going to flip over. Now, I do have to admit, this one is probably the scariest out of the most. But it's very suspenseful, I guess you could say. Because you're never going to know what's going to happen on the next page. So, yeah. And basically, we got a family moving into a house. Why don't we skip ahead? Yeah, so getting to the point where they meet up with Goat Man, didn't realize he was there. All right, here we are. He's stuck in a dungeon, or actually he's outside at this moment. Got a full view of him right there. It's kind of where it leads off here. It's kind of scary. And then I like this portrait right here of Goat Man. That's pretty cool. Moving on, Moth Hill, and this is the second issue. I don't have the first or the third. He's got a 4th one coming out this year sometime, so I've yet to hear about that. So why don't we get into it? Yep, so once again, Joseph Oliveira is the writer. Okay, and then this is where it kind of sets off. Skipping ahead, here's some of the art. This is their Mothman in here. It's kind of like what they worship in this book. It's very interesting. Leaves off from there. I have yet to read the 3rd issue of this book, but I can't wait to get my hands on it. So this book, Folk Tales of the Cryptids, Volume 2. Kind of goes into different mini stories of other cryptids. Why don't we take a look and get into it? All right, you turn to the page, and of course, Joseph Oliveira wrote it. All right, the first story of the folk tales here deals with what is it called? The Ratman of South End. It's like kind of like a mutinized rat here. Moving on, cryptid Jenny Greenteeth. Yeah, it looks like she's some kind of swamp-like monster. All right, the next one, the Papubawa. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. I'm not too sure, but this is kind of what he looks like. He's a Cyclops bat-looking demon thing. Able to shapeshift, has leathery skin, and it just kind of gives you the details of what he does. Of course, the some of the cryptids that everyone knows about, well, most, is the Loveland Frogman. Yep, roughly about 3 to 4 feet tall, has leather skin, originates from Loveland, Ohio. Hey, a state right next to us. Yippee! Yeah, I wouldn't want to see anything like that walking around on my streets. So I would go through the book, but this is actually kind of a big book here. Yeah, kind of that thick. So, but yeah, that's basically kind of how the pecking order goes in this book. 4 cryptid tales, 4 different cryptids it talks about. And this is volume 2. I don't have volume 1, but this is just my review on the series. So, but yeah, definitely a good book. If y'all like cryptid horror, this is definitely a good series. Actually, series of books. So, and I don't have all of them. I just have a good handful of them. All right, this concludes our Indie Comics episode for today. I give this series a 9.5 out of 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. It's because I love cryptids. I love the cryptid zoology. I love the paranormal and aliens, of course, with it. All the, the phenomenal stuff. That's kind of what our series is based upon. Phenomenal instincts, the paranormal, cryptids, and aliens. So if you can, go ahead, check that out. Check out these comics on Afterlight Comics. Very great horror series. Putting cryptids in the mix. I think it's great. Definitely check it out. Check him out on Kickstarter. And yeah, if you have a love for cryptid zoology, I definitely look into these books right here. So, and again, thank you for watching. This concludes today's episode of Indie Comics. And join us next time when we talk about our next comic.